One of our classmates asked a question and like, how do I go through these problems? How do I know when I'm going to have a negative or a positive and things of that nature? So look, what I'm going to do, I took the screenshot, y'all, from what they sent me. It's directly from the video, but I'm going to do these two problems here, okay? I'm going to work these two out. I'm going to do it on the next slide just so that I have some room. So we have a 16x to the third plus a 12x squared minus 28. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a 12x, not a 12x squared. So minus 12x. Okay. And then a minus 28x squared minus 21. So let's see. Minus 28x squared minus 21. Okay. So remember what we said in the grouping process, y'all. I grouped the first two and I asked myself, okay, what do I have common to both? So what number goes both into 16 and into 12? And not just what number, but what's the biggest number? So I know I can divide them both by 2, but we can actually divide them both by 4. And then when it comes to my variables, y'all, we're always going to take the smallest of the powers that we have. So here I have x to the third. Even though I don't see it right here, y'all, that's really an x to the power 1. So between the 3 and the 1 is smaller. So I'm going to take the smaller of the powers out. Okay, now let me show you what I'm doing next. I'm saying 4 goes into 16 4 times. I used to have 3 x's, but we took away one of them, so I'm still left with 2. Okay, 4 goes into 12 3 times. I had 1 x, but we took it out, so we don't have any more x's over there. Okay, now the next part, I'm going to group these two. Anytime that piece right there is negative, doesn't matter about this one here, but anytime this one here is negative, whatever number I'm thinking about taking out, it's going to be a negative number. So when I think about 28 and 21, 7 is the number that comes to mind, but because that's a negative, I'm going to take a negative 7 out, okay? So now, remember what I'm doing. Negative 28 divided by a negative 7 gives me a positive 4. I still have an x squared. Negative 21 divided by a negative 7 gives me a positive 3. And if we did this right, and the way we know we did that right is those two pieces match up. So that's a 4x squared plus 3, because those two factors collapse into 1. And then my other factor are going to be those terms, 4x minus 7, okay? So that's how I'm doing this problem. Now let me jump to, like I said, I'm going to do this one over here. So I'll actually do it right here because I have enough room. And what I'm going to do here, y'all, I'm going to ask myself, okay, what can I take from both of them? Well, in terms of numbers, no number goes both into 8 and 7 other than 1, right? And 1 doesn't change much. But they both have an x, so I'm going to take an x out of there. Now, remember, I used to have 2 x's. I took one of them out, so I'm still left with an x here. Y'all, if I took this x out that's right there, we're still left with a 7 and a y, okay? Now, I'm going to group these two pieces right here. If you notice, between 8x and 7y, I don't have any letters. And the only number that I can really factor out of there, y'all, is a 1. When I factor out a 1, nothing really changes, okay? But I want you to notice this piece here and this piece here are the same. So I have an 8x and a positive 7y. Oops. Positive 7y. And then my other factor is the x plus 1, okay? So I hope this helps. If y'all got any questions, let me know, okay?